Hey, welcome. Carm Capriato here with Remarkable Results Radio's episode 482. Now, you're in for a special treat. At ASTE 2019, I had the privilege to interview 3 college apprentices from the IGONC in North Carolina Apprentice program. It's a very important program put together from the independent garage owners and the state of North Carolina. Apprentices, I think you know, is the trending way to grow your own technicians. These bright young students have the opportunity of a lifetime with a job and paid college tuition. Hang in there and listen to their perspective because, you know, they are our future. Biggest job you've ever been given?
I guess I changed out a radiator.
You did?
Off of one of our cars.
By yourself?
Yeah. We had someone with me teaching me, guiding me.
Some help?
Stuff.
Have you broken anything yet?
I broke a bolt. Really.
See, that happens, and we all know that. I see Steve over there smiling. Steve, how many things have you broken in your life?
More than I wish to count.
Welcome, aftermarketers, to Remarkable Results Radio. Listen to learn just one thing from today's episode on your journey to remarkable results. Hi, friends. Carm Capriato here, the Automotive Aftermarket Podcast guy. And hey, Apex 2019, it's in the record books. And I must say that at Apex, they lived up to presenting the leading-edge technology from suppliers, but also a great job of showcasing the emerging technology of tomorrow. You've got plenty of time to plan for 2020. Yes, November 3rd through the 5th, 2020, Apex, now more than ever. Hey, there isn't a day that goes by that we don't learn about some new technology. You know, each day there are new solutions to old problems. The aftermarket evolves and the marketing trends shift. And this podcast right here will continue to deliver forward-thinking ideas from the industry's essential players. And since you can listen free and on demand and anywhere in the world from your smart device, please download a listening app and subscribe for free so you stay up to date. You can find over a dozen apps on the apps page on my website. Think of the possibilities of hiring a young apprentice, one that is currently going to automotive technical college. Now, you get the chance to groom and mentor the young student and indoctrinate them into the world of the independent service provider. Now, allow me to rant while introducing this episode. Now, this is one of the most powerful solutions to the technician shortage. This is not a quick fix, and most quick fixes are just quick. They are not foundational or long-term. Now, the IGONC developed in concert with North Carolina a phenomenal apprentice program that brings a job at a decent wage for 2 years and a paid college tuition. The students applied and were accepted into the program. Now, hats off to Bob Pulverenti and Tricia Sauls from IGONC and the state of North Carolina for fostering this program. I'm so happy to have had the chance to interview these 3 students so we learn from them and about the program. These students told me that they listen to podcasts, but this was their first to be behind the microphone. Please use this information to catapult your association or your local group to work with post-secondary automotive colleges and your state to create and fund a program like this. I'm sure the leadership team at IGONC would be happy to help you and give you all the guidance you need to make apprentice programs like this a viable component to creating our future technicians. Hey, a warm welcome. It's Carm Capriato at ASTE in Cary, North Carolina. What a fabulous show we're having here. And we're nearing the end of our second day, and you may hear a whole bunch of noise in the background because they're pulling some big door prizes, and I thought we were soundproof here, but we're not. I really have the luxury of having 3 apprentices, and you know how passionate I am about the educational system in our industry and that you need to be involved in it at all levels, high school, college, post-secondary, and joint advisory groups. Well, what happened down here in the good old state of North Carolina is the independent garage owners of North Carolina made a pretty big move, and they created an apprentice program. It's for high school seniors that get a chance to go out and get picked and pulled and out into the real world. They're working for 3 shop owners that are members of the independent garage owners, and they are here with me. And I am looking, and you are going to hear the youth that is going to join our industry and a little bit about the program and the value that I think it's bringing to them and it's bringing to the industry. With me is Israel Salazar, who's going to Wake Tech Community College, and he's working at King's Auto Service, and that would be with Steve Poole, who happens to be in the room with us. How you doing, Israel?
I'm doing good.
Good to see you, man.
Yeah, man.
Having any fun here?
Yeah.
Have you been attending training?
Yes, I have.
Is it like drinking from a fire hose?
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, I bet you, huh?
Yeah.
Are you pretty impressed with the topics that have been around here?
Yeah.
Cool. Good for you. And also with me is Bridget Johnson, who's going to Caldwell Community College and is working for L&N Performance in Blowing Rock, North Carolina, and that would be with Lucas Underwood. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Glad to have you here.
I'm glad to be here.
Are you having any fun?
Yeah.
I bet you are. Any class that you may have attended that I should know about?
I've took a couple on some, mostly like diagnostics.
Yeah, cool.
Stuff like that.
Give me your one biggest takeaway from one of the diagnostic classes.
I'm not really sure. There's a lot of information, definitely. I guess the books and stuff like that really helps because...
They're going to be a resource for you, aren't they? Huh?
Yeah. And they'll help with all the classes I'll be taking.
Cool. Good for you. You talk about accelerator. Here it is, man. This is it. So great. And also with me is Mario Eason. He's working at Creech Imports in Raleigh, and he's going to Wake Tech Community College, and he works for Stan Creech. Good to have you here.
Good to be here.
What did you attend? Do you remember the name of a class that you went to?
Yeah, the scan tool diagnostic.
And tell me about it.
It was interesting, a lot of information.
Good for you. Don't be bashful, everyone. You can answer me with more than 2 or 3 words, okay? Is this your first podcast?
Yeah.
And it's my first podcast with apprentices, so we're on an even keel. Did you have to apply for this apprenticeship, or did someone come to you and say, "I think that you're right for this"?
Well, for me, it was a little bit of both, really.
Okay.
When I first found out about the program, it was like 2-3 weeks before I entered high school.
Okay.
And had to just sign the form. And then people from IGO, they came and gave me an interview.
All right.
Then after that, they told me that I was accepted to it.
You were accepted. You know what's so cool? Tell the people what the benefits are of being in this program. Let me tell them, because I'm so excited about it. You have an earned wage per hour. You're working at the shop, and your tuition in college is being paid.
Yeah, it is.
That's an OMG moment right there. Am I right?
Yeah.
For all of you, think about it. Mom, Dad, don't need the money. Isn't that cool? The mom and dad loan came right from IGO. How cool is that? So you're earning a wage while you work, and is it probably a little bit better than your friends are making on minimum other places, say McDonald's, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Huh? You're all good with it?
Absolutely.
Good, cool. So take me into the shop, everyone. Mario, for example, are you being mentored by someone in the shop?
Somewhat. I mean, if I ever have any questions, I can just always, ask somebody around.
Always ask.
Oh, yeah. They don't have a single bit of problem helping.
On the first day you got there, what was the first thing they asked you to do?
I'm not really sure off the top of my head, but in the first probably couple weeks, I had a mentor right there with me.
Good. How long you been there? How long you been working there?
For a year.
A year now?
Yeah.
Okay. Isaac, biggest job you've ever been given?
I guess I changed out a radiator.
You did?
Off of one of our cars.
By yourself?
Yeah. We had someone with me teaching me, guiding me
some
to
help.
stuff.
Have you broken anything yet?
I broke a bolt. Really.
See, that happens, and we all know that. I see Steve over there smiling. Steve, how many things have you broken in your life?
More than I wish to count.
Yeah, I know. So that's one of the big things for any apprentice and anyone joining the industry is to, we got to go out and break a few things. Yet what's beautiful about today's environment, as we are so keen on apprentices and mentoring, is that we hope to catch you just before you break the bolt, right? And not cost the company something, but we need to lead you down that path so you will realize the next time that there may not be someone over my shoulder to help me with that. Have you found that kind of support out with Lucas?
Yeah. I get along with most everyone there and got a pretty close relationship with them and get along. And always have, if I have something to ask, I can go to any of them, which is good and nice to be able to do that.
Bridget, how have they welcomed you into the shop?
I feel very welcomed, and I really enjoy it, and it's been nice.
Think back. How long you been there? A year now?
Since June.
Since June. Okay, so it's a short amount of time. Have you broken anything yet?
I'm sure I have.
Lucas is just too nice to tell her. I'm absolutely sure of that. Am I right? And you remember any major job that you had that you maybe were kind of allowed to work on your own?
Yeah, I've done a few things. I've changed some brakes and stuff, but that was nothing big because I did that in high school.
You did.
But I guess the biggest thing for me was getting used to like answering the phone and stuff because I'm like really shy and it wasn't something I was used to doing.
You're really shy?
Yeah.
Stop it. Who says that? Can't be.
You gotta have confidence. You gotta have confidence. But I'm always afraid I'll mess up. But
you know what? Lucas will be a great mentor to your confidence level. I'm sure you'll look back at that. You all have jobs for 2 years. Go figure. I mean, that's what I think the beauty of the program is that. Have you asked yourselves, it's all what I make it?
Absolutely.
Really? It's all what you make it? Right, Bridget?
Yeah.
I mean, you just cannot accept this opportunity. In my mind, you can't accept this opportunity and not give it your 110%. And to make it work. And I think IGO wants to see it work really bad, which is probably, this is the first class, am I right? And it really, you're the inaugural group going through this. And I believe that the IGO wants to see this program really flourish in the years. So no pressure. No pressure at all. No pressure. You put your heart and soul into your work every day, but the automotive aftermarket, it moves fast. And staying competitive means staying up to date on the very latest training and new products. At Apex, the Automotive Aftermarket Product Expo, the training sessions are some of the best I've ever seen, and they all take place over a 3-day period, all under one roof. Apex training is geared toward shop owners, technicians, auto parts retailers, and warehouse distributors, and each year, Apex adds new programs to make sure you stay ahead. In 2018 alone, Apex added shop equipment and technology training and electric car and alternative fuel vehicle training. Now, keep in mind, these sessions are taught by many of the top trainers in the industry. Mark your calendar now to attend Apex 2019, November 5th through the 7th at the Sands Expo in Las Vegas. To learn more, visit aapexshow.com. So, classroom. Let's go back to high school classroom. Real world that you're kind of in right now. You're not into the deep end of the pool too much, all right? You're kind of in the shallow end. But can you give me a little comparison between classroom and real world, Mario?
In a classroom, you get all your factual kind of information, and then you go into the shop part, and then you get your hands on so you can relate the two together.
And the difference is that there's no training. You're just jumping in and doing it in the shop. You're not going to classroom and then going into lab. You're always in the lab, if you will.
Right. In the shop, it'd be just, all hands on.
All hands on, yeah. Good. Do you see yourself being an automotive technician someday, a shop owner, the president of General Motors? What do you see yourself?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I see myself in the future, owning my own shop. Definitely.
And you'll keep coming back to this seminar to learn the management side of the business, won't you?
Oh, yeah. I think this is really cool.
Your biggest takeaway from this event?
Just getting to meet everybody, it's a good social event.
Can I give you all a piece of advice? He just actually broke the code as to why these conferences are so important, and you don't even know what he said. But I will tell you what he said. He said that networking is the most important thing you could ever do in your life. You don't even have to do training, but if you network, that education will come to you because you'll learn to ask the right questions and you'll listen to the answers and you'll react to those answers. And the beauty and the greatest, if you will, priceless part of any conference is the networking. Israel, and I've called you Isaac before, so I apologize.
Sorry.
Biggest networking opportunity here?
Yeah. The vendors, really just meeting around with everybody with different companies and seeing what the companies do and trying to get their information.
What did you see that you were kind of in awe about?
The hydroelectric electric, the batteries.
Okay.
For hydroelectric electric cars.
Right.
They were showing me their product that you don't have to take off the battery. You can just connect the harness to the battery of the car. Mm-hmm. And that would scan it instead of actually taking off the battery.
You were pretty impressed with that, huh?
Yeah, I was.
Did you pick up any tools and you held them in your hand and said, wow, someday, I'm going to get this?
Yeah.
Did you? What was it?
It was just a couple of scan tools that they had.
Man, think of the power that you were holding in your hand there and all the stuff it could tell you, huh? Amazing. How about you? Anything in the vendor show?
Yeah, it was all interesting. I felt very welcomed and like the explanations that they gave.
How about networking? Meet anybody that you believe that you could continue to have a relationship with? Get to know?
Yeah, and I found it very like welcoming when I came in. Like I had so many people walk up to me and say, "Oh, you're the apprentice for Lucas." I'm like, "Yeah," and I'm not used to that, so it's kind of like a little nerve wracking. But they were very welcoming.
Well, if you know Lucas, he's obviously promoting the heck out of this because he's so proud of you. I know that. Trust me, I know Lucas really well, and he's so proud to be in the program, and also very, very proud to have you. All of you guys are. Bridget, Israel, Mario, will you guys keep in touch with each other through email and maybe texting and how things are going?
Yeah, sure. We actually go to the same class.
Okay, you guys, that's right. You're both in Wake, right?
Yeah.
And you're going to
Caldwell Community College.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I could keep in touch, but I don't know them very well.
You don't know them very well, but you're in the same class, but you don't know it, right? the same, hopefully graduating class here from the Apprentice program. How did you find out about the Apprentice program, Bridget?
Actually, my former teacher at the high school, he told me, he's like, "You need to go back and see Lucas," because I went and did a job shadowing over there, and he's like, "You need to go back to and see him." I was like, "Okay," and I went over there, and he told me about it, and I was like, "Yeah, I've been looking for a job. I just didn't know where to start out or anything," and I went back. I'm glad I did.
That's cool. A shadowing program. How long did that last?
I just went in for a day. I took off school for a whole day, went over there, and got to see how everything worked. I spent some time with Terry working on some cars and stuff, and really enjoyed it.
What do you want to do after school? Any idea? I mean, I know it's so tough to be, 18, 19. I'm guessing that's your ages, and to know what you want to do for the rest of your life. But I think you've been exposed by, with IGO, with the apprentice programs, with the places you're working in and the jobs that you've seen to be able to think, because every one of us in our industry, and they could go back and tell their great stories of, the plateaus of opportunities and jobs that they've had. Put your thinking cap on. What do you see? What would you like to be doing in the automotive?
I'm not sure exactly, but I know that going to school will definitely help me because I'm going to get automotive systems and technology associate's degree.
Okay.
So I get to learn about the service writer part, the actual technician part, which I'm more of a hands-on learner, but I'd like to learn a little bit of everything. I actually thought about taking some business classes to see if that's something I want to do, which I have many hobbies and interests. Like in high school, I took a variety of classes. I mean, it was like automotive, art, foods classes. I took horticulture classes, so I'm not exactly sure.
I don't know about you guys. I liked your answer. I really did. I mean, it's a broad answer. You didn't answer my question, but you basically said the world's your oyster, and you want to learn about it as you go, and that's pretty darn smart. But you didn't tell me you wanted to be the GM, the CEO of General Motors yet.
Well, that would be nice. But
okay. See, here we go. And when that happens, you have to call and let me know.
All right.
Because we talked about it here. So, Israel, what do you want to do? You have any idea at this young age what you'd love to maybe do?
Yeah, I want to continue with his career and be AC certified as a master's technician. And hopefully later on in the future, just open up my own shop.
Those are good short-term goals and a nice, long-term goal. I love it.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to open their own shop. Am I right, Steve? Everybody does.
Everybody makes that mistake.
Yeah, everybody does. Makes that mistake. I don't know if you all heard that, but you're absolutely right. And there's nothing wrong with that. Boy, here's what I say on the show all the time. Who's going to take over for our retiring boomers? And so we have to have new young people joining. And so, I guess one of the things that I'd love to say to you three, in sometimes my opinionated way, is yes, you're there to learn the automotive. You learn to learn how to be a good technician and who knows, service writer someday. But don't hesitate to look at the leadership skills of your owner and see how comfortable you feel in the culture of the business and feel that, because shop ownership at that, that's the level. If you're feeling uncomfortable with it and how to be a good leader, Bridget, you nailed it. I got to go to class. I may have to read a book. And I'm going to tell you, leaders are readers, and don't shy away from that, even if it's an audio book or a podcast to learn about things. Has anyone put their arm around you and said, do you know that you need to take at least 40 to 80 hours of training every year for the rest of your life so that you can stay current? Do you know that, Bridget?
Yeah, and they said, this is like a learning process. You're going to have to be able to do this and keep continuing to do it, because as this industry grows, you're going to need training and more training.
What do you think, Israel, about the amount of training that you're going to have to keep up with?
I think it's great because, something new is always going to come up.
Got it. Has Steve sent you for any training yet?
Yeah.
Cool. What besides here?
Yeah.
What have you gone to?
I don't remember really.
That's okay.
No, but yeah, he has.
But you should.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you should. All right. You're nervous. I get it. I understand. Mario, are you going to be a perpetual student?
Yeah.
Meaning always having to go, always being a student in perpetuity?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, cool. Have you gone to any training locally?
Not other than this.
Besides here. Okay. So, Mario, as we wind this down, and I so appreciate all three of you being here, got a message for our industry about the value of apprentice programs?
Yeah, it's a really good program. You get the chance to learn a lot of information and get to expand your knowledge, and it's just a great program to be in.
Are you happy you chose the automotive field?
Absolutely.
Are you just a hands-on guy? Do you own an old classic car? Or do you have your own vehicle?
Yeah.
What do you got?
Well, we're working on a 1977 GMC C1500.
Is that your own personal car?
Yeah, it's my uncle's.
It's your uncle's. And so it kind of reminds me of going back into I'm looking at Steve across the thing. He's got a little gray hair like I do. And we would, even though I wasn't a wrench, that was our world back then. You bought a car and you fixed it because it wasn't hard. And today, Israel, do you know, someone just told me the other day that the new F-250 has 100 million lines of code in it. Did you know that?
No, but I believe it.
You believe it, don't you? You ever seen that thing, that monster truck you have to just, get a ladder to get up into, right? Yeah. And then you look at that dashboard and all the tricks that are on it, and you lift up the hood and there's just a engine cover, right? Yeah. No one wants you to get inside and touch it except for you one day. I know what to do. I'll lift that up. A friend of mine said, if you can't get a job at Google, become an automotive diagnostician, because you'll be playing with networks.
Yeah.
You believe that?
Yeah, I do.
Cool. Are you afraid of the whole computer, the lines of code, the diagnostic side, Bridget?
It's a little intense, but I mean, I'm interested in it. I'm gonna have to know it if I'm gonna go into this industry, which I'm definitely interested in it, and I'd be willing to learn all that stuff. It's a bit complex, but
got it. Great. A message to anyone who wants to join an apprentice program?
I think it's something I would very encourage people to do, especially. A lot of girls don't, they're kind of skeptical, I guess, of it. But I wouldn't be afraid. I mean, just because it's a male-dominated career, I don't think that should stop you from doing what you want to do.
Well, I'm so happy she brought that up. I really am. We just need a lot more women to join our industry at all levels. And I really respect the fact that you want to be a diagnostician and or a wrench, or however your career grows and blossoms. Good to have you in it. Good to have you in it so far. You keep in touch with me, will you? You all? Appreciate you being here. The inaugural IGO apprentice program here in North Carolina. And I want to thank Mario Eason who's working at Creech Imports in Raleigh and going to Wake Tech College, and Bridget Johnson, going to Caldwell Community College, who works for Lucas at L&M Performance, and Israel Salazar, who works for King's Automotive Service, Steve Poole, and Wake Tech Community College. Thank you all for being here. I know you were a little nervous, and so you made me nervous. And did you see how many times I goofed up here today? Well, thanks for being here. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for being on board to listen and learn from the premier automotive aftermarket podcast. Until next time.